Welcome to Daily Conversation. This is Mr. K.
This is Eric.
Yeah, today is the 26th of March 2021 and the time now is 6:15 a.m. Right, today our topic is it is a video. It is about the memory palace. Yeah, and uh, the YouTubers use the memory palace technique to memorize a whole book. Yeah, so before we get started, please click the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. All right, so here we go. Eric, for this topic, I think it is quite timely for us to have this topic today. Um, I believe that you have tried this technique last Sunday during the memory course. Have you?
Yeah,
How do you feel? I think it must be effective, right?
yeah, it's effective. But the technique I know in uh this technique, this imagination technique,
Mm,
uh, I already know a few years ago. Mm,
mm,
yeah. But this uh lecturer they explain in more detail. And they also have shared us one book. Mm. And for example, using the imagination to memorize something.
yeah.
I think the key point is how do you link the first item
Mm,
to the item two. Mm.
mm,
And normally I will just link, item one and item two have a linking. So I just think there's some relationship between item one and item two.
yeah.
Actually, this is not a good way. And I read a book that the lecturer share. It's actually you need to you need to take the item one, take the item one as the active side. Yeah,
Mm,
and active
yeah.
side do something on the passive side, which is the item two, so
Mm.
that you will mix out you will mix out the
Which come first, right?
which comes first.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
Right. Yeah, and then just now it's about the memorization technique to link between different items. I believe that you also have gone through the the technique of memory palace, right? Like using a place which has let's say it is a room, and then try to stick our object on each of the corners, something like that.
Actually, no. Yeah,
Oh,
but the lecturer teaches another technique, which is link the item to our body part. I'm not sure whether
oh.
this is a memory palace.
Yeah, it can be, but body part is limited, right? Uh,
Mm.
I think the most is 20. 20. If you
Yeah.
can add up to 20, more than that, but it is still limited.
Mm.
Yeah. Yep. And then actually I'm quite confused. Not confused. I'm quite curious. And looking forward to the memory course tomorrow. Yeah, because it is something like he will try to talk about the usage of this technique, right? Not only the technique part.
No. Yeah. Actually, uh, for the course
Mm,
I attend, they only mm, teach us how to memorize something. Yeah,
Oh.
and give us a lot of practice. So that's it.
Mm.
Mm.
Oh.
And those usage of memory is for the advanced course. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, I see. Yep. So yeah, he is so clever.
Yeah.
Yep. And then um yeah, so before taking the advanced class, you have a better understanding of how to use this technique. And uh may I know that um how are you going to use it? Uh do you have a plan of which part I would like to apply this technique?
No, actually I don't have.
Oh.
Yeah. Until now, I still don't know how to use these memory techniques
Mm.
uh to improve my competitive advantage.
Oh. Mm-mm. Yep. And then yeah, actually even after so many years, I think I took this technique, the courses by this lecturer uh 2 years ago, I think, at least. And then I would say this is still uh something new to me. Because why? Because it is like what we said previously. If we want to learn a new method, and then the beginning stage of using this new method will be it is like consuming our time, right? It is not that efficient, and you have to switch to a new approach. And then unless you really master uh, the, the technique, the approach, so that you can use it in a very efficient way. Yeah, somehow it is still effective to me. It is effective, but it is not that efficient. I mean, I may need uh, quite a lot of time to make this effective. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. So I think even though maybe after the advanced class, and uh, we will still face this problem. It is effective, but unless you can use this technique, um, how to say, efficiently, yeah, um, then um, it will be the, I think that will be the obstacles for the learner.
Mm.
Yep.
Have you tried to use this memory technique to memorize uh, the content of book? That it doesn't mean that memorize all the sentence in the book. It means
Mm.
memorize what the book is trying to say.
Uh, Not really.
Mm.
Mm.
Then is it possible to do that?
Yeah, of course, it is possible. Um, it is really possible. I can assure that. Um, yeah, just talk about the number. Yeah, I can memorize up to 700 numbers.
Mm.
Uh,
But,
and then
yeah,
for numbers, it is more difficult, because number
yeah.
it will repeat. And then I use the memory palace technique.
Mm.
So if it is a book, then you can have better imagination. You can uh, have different objects in your imagination. So I think that will be more interesting and easier.
Mm.
Yeah.
But to yeah, I'm I'm curious why we need to memorize the number up to 700 digits. Is it any use or,
Okay.
or just test our memory capacity?
Yeah, it is something like to let you know for this technique. I think the purpose of the lecturer is to um, let us know that with this memory technique, you really can do it. Um, the limit is something like no limit. Yeah, so with the correct techniques, with the correct approach, you can really link uh, many things together without a limit. Yep.
Yeah. But can you yeah, because it's a number, so it is something like your memories. You memorize from the number 1 to number 700. If I want you, if I ask you number 350, oh no, this is just cut half. It's too easy. If I ask you number 255, can you say out the number?
Okay, for this, uh um if you ask me, I can't. I can't. But
Oh,
if you want me to do it, I can do it. But the way that I memorize the
it's different, right?
yeah, you have to let's say the memory palace. I need to uh put a clear separation between every
Oh,
10 spots. Let's say
yeah.
in a room I have 10 corners, and every rooms I need to make it 10 corners. So that if you ask me 200 and let's say 55, 255, and then I will just go through one by one the room.
And
Yeah,
when
and
you
add up.
uh when when you uh, when you mess out uh the item that you memorize, for example,
Mm,
now you just memorize one star, which is the numbers. Then, for example, we don't only read one book. For
yeah,
example, we read 100 book, and uh will this mess together
mess together.
by
Okay, for
using
this,
the
I
by
think
using the
mm,
yeah, you continue, never mind.
uh, yeah, I need to know the words by using what?
By using the memory a memory palace.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it depends on whether you use the same location. We call it the location in your memory palace. Let's say if you use your bedroom to memorize a particular book, let's say the Atomic Habits, and then for another book you use your bedroom again, then it will cause some confusion, of course. So
But
we
we
need
don't have so many room in our house.
yeah, actually, but yeah, you can make it really flexible, and I remember that in my lesson, this memory course, the lecturer say he go to the shopping mall and then use his phone to take picture of different uh uh different places in the shopping mall, and then yeah, the why he want to do that, because uh he think that can be the source of his memory palace. So it can be any places.
Mm.
Yeah, but if the places is a place that you are familiar with, then it will be better. It will be more efficient.
Mm.
Yeah. So you can also do like because you go to work every day, and then I believe that you are quite familiar with the everything's on your way to work, right?
Mm. Mm.
Yeah, you can also try to remember the item. Let's say the bus stop, a tree, and then along the path I think you can find like 10 or 20 location spot. Then all of these can be your memory palace.
Yeah, another question. What
Mm,
if let's say just now you say the tree
mm.
or the bus stop
Yeah.
of the bus stop sign have been removed. For
Oh,
example,
remove.
tree have been cut. Yeah,
Yeah.
and the bus stop signs have been removed.
Yeah.
So because you keep because you walk to your office every day.
Yeah.
So if something have been removed, it
Mm.
must uh it must, how to say, it must 刺激, or we say it must
Mm.
activate your brain, tell
Yeah.
you this thing have been removed.
Yeah.
So uh yeah will you affect uh the stuff that you have that you have memorized in
Okay.
the memory palace?
Yeah, good question. And then actually I think this question has been asked in also in the course that I attend. And then firstly, we need to know that even with this technique, even how expert, how brilliant a person use this method, he still need to do revision. Yeah,
Mm.
he still need to do revision. And then about the thing that you say, maybe one of the spots has been changed, has been removed, or some other things replace these things. So for this kind of cases, actually we don't have to care about that, because in if you have a schedule revision, let's say every 1 month, to do a revision for your memory palace, to go through all the place. And then yeah, in your mind you just have to um, remember what is it at these places. So it doesn't matter that the real places has been changed, but your in your revision, in your imagination, if these things is so clear, then it is okay.
Mm.
Yeah, and you can also yeah, don't limit ourselves. Let's say um, if you find that uh, the way go to your work is quite boring. Not many things you can add into the memory palace. You can add in. You can use your imaginations that to think that maybe there is a dustbin here, or maybe there is a
Oh.
fountain here. Yeah, you can use your imagination as long as it is it can be memorized in your palace.
Mm.
Yeah, and then I in that day, in the during the day of the memory course I attend, the lecturer asked us to write down actually what is in our palace. So I think this is a good way to make sure that you won't miss out any items in your palace. Let's say the first one is the bed, and then the second one is the shelf, third one is the table. You just uh, list out one by one. So in your revision, you can do it.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So back to the first question, which is memorize the book contents.
Mm.
And you can memorize the contents, but can you uh how okay can you really apply apply the knowledge that you have memorized in real life, or
Mm.
you just uh uh can re can review the thing that you have memorized, can take, can call out, we say can
Mm.
recall your memory when you do revision.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? So that means is the is the memorizing is just a pure,
Superficial.
it's just purely memorized,
Mm.
or that memorizing can actually help you. So it is quite flexible.
Mm.
After you memorize the thing, you can link to other knowledge.
Mm. Yeah. And for this part, I think it depends on what you want to memorize. Let's say if you talk about it is a language, so maybe someone wanted to memorize a whole essay. Then after memorization, maybe the first few times he can just memorize, he can just write out, but I believe that he couldn't apply uh, uh, anything that he memorized. It is like he can just write out, but maybe after more than 5 or 10 times, I believe that he can learn something like uh, um, like the grammar part, like the way to write beautiful sentence. I think that will be something that uh, become become something you learn. Yeah, but it needs sometimes.
Yeah, so this is something like the accumulation, right?
Yeah.
From the from the quantitative to become qualitative. How to
Mm,
say 量变到质变.
yeah.
嗯
Yeah, but for difficult things like reading a books, which may require our critical thinking. For this part, I think memorization technique may not help much. Yeah,
oh
the critical thinking part still need to um, yeah, still require us to keep thinking instead of just memorize it.
yeah, actually this is a thing what I want to ask is about uh the result of the critical thinking.
Mm,
So yeah, because this is the linking. This is the critical thinking comes from the link between two idea, right?
mm,
For example, we discuss a lot of topic, mm, and sometimes we will say, yeah, oh, this thing link to our one of the concept in our previous topic. Yeah,
mm,
so why is links? Yeah, so I think if I can memorize the linking part, so this is not something like uh this is not something like mm, I can only do it uh at the real times. Mm. So I can really know what this thing link to other things. Yeah.
mm,
So if memory techniques can help me to achieve that, I think it would be great. Mm. For
mm,
example, in the past conversation, yeah, we have say a lot of things have linked to the money.
mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but but right now I forget what thing linked to money already. Yeah.
Unless we have discussed about that thing, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
No, yeah. Even though we have discussed about that thing, but yes,
Yeah. I,
correct.
I I mean, we just come across that, and then only by that time we can know that
Yeah.
oh, this thing is linked to a
Mm,
particular
mm.
thing, right?
Yes, correct.
Mm. Yep. So for the technique, I think if you want to do it, it is also quite flexible. It is just a technique. It depends on how you use it, right?
You means to achieve that, to achieve the stuff uh uh uh, I'm saying just now.
Yeah, I think yes. Let's say you may not do it uh, in a short time. Let's say if you really want to do it, you can start to have a memory palace first to stand by. Like you have 20 spots and then 20 locations. Then every time you have the linking, then just put it in the palace.
Mm.
And yeah, I think after some times you will have a uh, full linking in your palace.
But what if there are many same thing and there are many detail uh uh there sorry there are many details and there are many similar things that I
Mm,
need to memorize. For example, money linked to times
mm,
and times linked to health. Yeah, healthy and healthy will also link back to the wealth, and wealth is same as the money. So I have two same thing, which is money in different location.
Um. Okay. Different location. I think it is still possible.
Mm.
But it is easy to say than to really do it.
Yeah.
And for the number memorization, for example, the number keep repeating, and we can also do it.
Mm. Yeah. And okay, and if let's say okay, do you know how the neural, how a brain neural look like? Is
Linking together, right? Like the
it's
three
linking to,
branches.
it's like it had the core, for each neural, and they have many line, many link.
Mm,
So neural and neural, they will have linking between them.
mm, yeah.
And so if let's say we say the big capital A and big capital B,
Mm,
and big capital A got a lot of branches, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and big capital B also have the branches.
mm,
Yeah, let's say like 1, 3, 7, 8, 9. So this one can link have some linking with
yeah.
the with the
Capital
one
A.
branches one of capital A. Yeah. So if we can I mean, okay, can we build this big picture uh by using this memory palace? So it's something like the mind map. Yeah,
Mm,
mind map. Mm.
yeah.
But this is a huge mind map.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that the thing that you say is quite complicated by just hearing, and then I still think it is possible. Imagine that if let's say a particular thing, let's say the branch number one in capital A, right? Just now you say,
Mm.
and
Mm.
then the branch also branch number one in, let's say, capital B. These two branch number one is the same thing, right?
Mm.
Yeah. And then in your memorization, if you want to really think, really link those similar thing or the same thing together, you can use the same item. Yeah,
Mm.
and then after you memorize the whole uh, full set of memory palace, I believe that you you can try to uh, recall back this same item. Where has it been in your palace? And
Mm.
then it is like to pick out all the same item and then create another palace to link them together if you want to do it.
So that means in your memory palace, you need like a big place, for example, a big place, and
Yeah.
and because all the location is in the same room, so you have to add everything in this, let's say a room or a space. So that means we had capital A, we have the big tree, we also have the small branch,
Yeah.
and the left hand side of the small branch is capital A, and the right hand side of this small branch is capital B.
Mm.
Uh uh uh, is this the thing you're trying to say?
Um, yeah, it is quite confusing. Um, yeah, I'm sorry. Can you repeat again?
Okay, so let's say in
Mm.
my room I have one chair.
Yeah.
So the right hand side of chair is, let's say, my shoes.
Mm.
My shoes is on the floor, and the right hand side of my chair is a table.
Mm.
Let's say it's a let's say for example it's a yellow color table.
Mm.
Okay,
Yeah.
so this shoe can I make it just capital A? and then the table, the yellow table, make it a capital B. So the
Okay.
chair between them is the branches. So every time I recall the memory, so
Mm.
I want to see, what is the linking between between the chair, between the branches. So I will get it. Yeah, the right hand side is, let's say, like table, and the
Mm.
left hand side is like the shoes. So I can quick I can uh I can get the linking. Yeah, I can get the answer that I want in the shorter times. Does it mean that we have to do this, or we have other methods to achieve the same result?
Yeah, I think yeah, it is a good way for the method that you said just now, but it's really uh it really can be something like creative. It it won't has a limit. And to be frank, to create the linkage, it is not that easy. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is something like for this method, it is easier to memorize something like a flow of story, yeah,
Mm.
like a straight line. But if you want to create more linkage between uh, uh, the details, then it has the limit.
Yeah.
Mm.
But
And the difficult part, I think, is to how to design your palace.
mm,
Mm. Yeah.
yeah. But if we use the straight line story,
Mm.
yeah, then can we achieve that the mind map? Because there are
Yeah.
many similar things. There are many similar things in your memory palace.
Mm. Yep. And
And you cannot get a quick
yeah,
uh
yeah. We cannot like uh without thinking, we can do it like a computer to uh to 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 process the information in the long link, right? In the
mm,
long story.
mm.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, okay. Uh I would like to ask you a critical question. Okay.
Mm.
What is the usage of this? The main usage? Because, for example,
Mm.
about the mind map, I actually can record down. Yeah. So if next time I need to use it, okay, and I can check the file that the I can check the file that I create. So I outsource this memory part to my computer,
Mm.
yeah, to machines.
Yeah.
So I don't really need to spend my time to memorize this. And
Mm.
then, for example, book, I can also uh I can also write an article. Mm. Yeah, I can write an article and I can
Correct.
refer back.
Yeah.
Mm. And for example, I can also write some notes, some bullet point. I can also refer that. If I
Mm.
really uh too lazy to do that, I can go to check some book review as is uh that is available in the internet. So
Mm.
I saw the book review that other people write.
Yeah.
I can get some recall. I can get some memory recall. Mm.
Mm.
Or maybe I just need to I just need to open the book, yeah, and just check the uh what is it called, the 目录, yeah.
Mm.
Mm. So so check the book, yeah, and simply read uh some uh some some title, yeah, some title, so that I can also get some memory recall.
Yeah.
So what is the point for us to memorize something? Yeah. So that means there is no substitutable. There's new sorry. There's nothing can be replaceable.
Mm.
And then we have to use memory. We have to memorize by our own. We cannot use other thing to replace.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yep. Okay.
yeah. So this is my question.
Mm.
What is the key usage of uh, of memorization?
Mm. Yeah, and then yeah, actually just now I also said that I am quite curious about what will be said tomorrow, but you told me that tomorrow the lecturer will focus on the technique part. Yeah, and then yeah, because I am also concerned with the usage of this technique. Um, yeah, actually for the previous lesson that I attend, he actually had say uh, a few occasion which we can use the memorization technique, and most of the occasion is um, how to say uh, is require is requiring our it is like a immediate response and without uh, much preparation. Let's say if you want to give a speech, yeah, this is also in your in the video you share me, right? uh, or you
Mm,
want to say something on the stage, or you want to say something to people, and if you keep looking at the book, sometimes it is not available for us, right? To keep
mm,
referring to the book and then reading out the thing. And this is one usage we can use it, like to give a speech. And then the second one I think is also like to having a conversation with somebody. I don't know whether this uh, the lecturer has said this in your class. Um,
no.
when you talk to other people, let's say you are discussing something, let's say you have a meeting with your employer with other staffs together, and then if that person is talking to you and he said quite long, let's say more than five sentences and
Mm,
more than more than three or five uh, key points. And then if you can catch uh, all of these key points and put in your memory palace at that time, and then it is easier to for you uh, uh, to discuss on what he said.
Okay. I have argument for these 2 point first. Yeah. Maybe you have additional point. Yeah.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the first one. You
Oh, okay.
say giving a speech, and uh, in my past experiments, because I usually am uh was a leader of a presentation. So every time I have to do the speaking.
Yeah.
Yeah. So but I don't really need to memorize the thing uh that I'm trying to say. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. I miss got sometimes. Yeah. Got few times. Mm.
Yeah.
But I don't really face the problem. Yeah. I don't really face the problem because it's just memorize some sentence. Mm.
Mm.
And if the speech is like last for 1 hours, or let's say like 30 minutes, so that means for this I wouldn't memorize the sentence that I want to say. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. I won't prepare for 30-minute speech. And just act like a robot and say, yeah.
Mm.
And if you ask me to give a speech for more than 30 minutes, yeah, and this thing must be the stuff that I very familiar. Yeah.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
otherwise, I uh I won't have the chance to give a speech. So if the thing is the stuff that I very familiar, yeah, uh and all the thing and all the stuff I want to say is in my mind already.
Mm.
Yeah, I just need to sort out what is the best example I can put in. I can try to give you to
Mm.
explain uh this this bullet point one. Yeah, I can just do that. Mm,
Mm.
mm.
Yeah.
So uh, it doesn't make sense. Yeah. If you say you want to use memory technique to give a speech, it doesn't make sense. Because if you give a speech that the stuff you are not expert or you are not familiar,
Mm.
mm, I think you can't really explain the thing well. Yeah. What if other people ask you a question, right?
Um. Okay. For this, actually, I mean, we just have the key point. And in case that we forget a particular point we want to say, of
Oh.
course, uh, we need to be able to speak. I don't need to memorize every single words, every
Mm,
single sentences,
mm,
and I just want to remember the topic. Even maybe if I'm not very familiar with this topic, maybe I have prepared a very good example, and I'm afraid that I will forget totally to give this example. So I can put this example into the palace so that I can follow the sequence order of my speech.
mm. Yeah. But this is difficult to forget, right? Because when you explain something, you
Mm.
must give some explanation. You can't
Yeah.
say bullet point one, so then you jump to the next bullet point. And I think is by giving a speech is something like you try to let other people know what you are thinking. For example, now we are having conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I will try to give as much sorry, I will try to give enough example for you to understand what I'm trying to say.
Mm.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah, and I will give some explanation. So this explanation uh may not exactly the same for each
Mm.
speech,
Yeah.
but it is similar. Yeah, and sometimes it will be better. The explanation will be better. So and yeah, and this is so this is the you can't really forget. Yeah, you can't really forget the sequence. Or say you forget to explain. You forget to use the example to explain something. Yeah, because
Mm.
you also need to do the preparation. You have to think. Yeah, what example you need to use to explain the thing, how to
Yeah.
explain the thing. You can't really forget. Hmm.
Mm.
And if you say about the bullet point, uh, yeah, I think if you really trying to make a presentation for the stuff that you are familiar, you can't really forget the bullet point. Hmm.
Mm. Yeah. Also
If you have
true.
that, yeah, if you have that experience before, okay.
Yeah. Also because when we are giving a speech, it is like you are discussing something. Um, I think this that already have some linking between what you say, right?
Yeah,
So it
yeah.
is not that difficult to
Mm,
memorize because there are things that's related to each others.
mm. And yeah, and you have to think before you say. Yeah. So it doesn't mean that you have to think on the stage. Yeah. It means you have go through the thinking part before you go to make a presentation. you have already know, yeah, why you want to say this, why this is important.
Yeah. Right.
And know nuance, know the details. Yeah. And yeah, this is the part. And also, if you say you want to memorize the whole essay, yeah, actually I have one experience. Yeah. For my form 5 XPM,
Yeah.
my tuition center teacher, they give everyone an article. Yeah. So they give everyone an article, then they ask us to memorize. So
Yeah.
we just use, like, for example, 1 month or 2 months to memorize the whole essay. Yeah. Yeah. And at the end, I can ensure that there is no grammar and vocab mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly the same. Every
Yeah,
single words.
exactly the same. Yeah, I can assure that. So why we need to memorize the article? Because in XPM, there's one essay question will ask you uh to write a story or write something, and then they'll give you a beginning or they'll give you the ending. They want you to link the beginning to your essay, or link your essay to the ending. Yeah. So
Right.
the my tuition center teacher, they teach us how to do the linking. Yeah, you just use our imagination to linking. So and then we can write the full essay. For example, uh the question is asked us to link our story, to link our essay to the ending. So never mind, we just write all the essay. Yeah. Just write everything that we have memorized, and then at the end, we try to think how to link this.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So uh yeah, I can memorize all this, and I didn't use any technique. So it actually is not difficult. Everyone
Yeah.
can do that. Yeah, because memorizing something, I think this is something that everyone can do. That is just about the efficient. Yeah, it's just about the efficient.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So so okay. So this is the argument for the first point. And the second point, just now you say, when you want to have a conversation with other people, and for let's say your boss uh asks you to do something. Actually, for my case, in my last company, my boss will require us to take our notebook, and try to and write something, uh the instruction. Yeah, write the instruction they pass to us. Yeah. And one thing we need to take note. Yeah. Which part we need to be careful for particular company accounts.
Yeah.
Yeah. When doing a particular company's account. And they require us to do that. Mm. Yeah. And after all the instruction have been said, they will ask us. Yeah, they will ask us to repeat. Everything they have said.
Yeah,
To
remind me
ensure.
of Mr. Allen.
Yeah. So uh okay, in my humble opinion, the boss want you to complete the task without mistake.
Yep.
And they won't say you try to record something on your notebook. In your notebook, that means uh uh you feel, you have failed the task. They won't say this. They'll see the final result.
Yeah,
And
understand.
in my current company, and uh I already have a habit. And every time my boss asks me to discuss something, I will take my phone. I definitely will take my phone, and I will open my notebook. And when he or she is saying,
Yeah.
yeah, and I uh I didn't look at their eyes. Yeah, I didn't look at them. I look at my phone.
Mm.
Yeah, and I'm recording.
Yeah.
I'm recording, and they also know. Yeah, and they're okay with that. Yeah, they're okay with that because they know I can complete the task without mistake. Yeah, and this is what they like. Mm,
Mm.
yeah. So they will be very uh they'll
Rest
feel good.
assured.
Yeah, yeah. They'll feel good, and they won't have like the
Worrying.
feeling. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The worrying to pass the stuff to me. Mm.
Mm.
So if you can really complete the task without mistake, uh they won't they won't blame you for that. Mm.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So beside of these two, uh, or do you have any argument for that? Do you have any pushback?
Um. Okay. Not to say pushback because I'm quite agree with what you said, and the first one is about the article. You say preparing article, preparing essay, for an exam, and yeah, that is really a good point. It is like using the correct method, not only to memorize. Even you have the memorization technique, you can also have a better method, right? Uh, like what you said, to learn how to link the thing that you memorize to the question to complete the story.
Mm.
Yeah, that is a better method because we don't have to memorize so many. Maybe you just need to prepare three essay, and then it will be safe for you to
No.
easily link to any question.
We just memorize one essay.
Oh.
Yeah, just memorize one essay. Yeah, because the teacher teaches
Mm,
how to link. Yeah, yeah. She say you can link every essay to every topic. Mm.
mm,
Yeah, you can link. Yeah, you definitely can link. Just use your imagination.
mm. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, that is the way that wisely uh finding out the best method for a particular thing.
No, yeah, actually, this is not a wise method for us to study. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
yeah, to
yeah, mm,
yeah,
to
but for
prepare.
preparing the exam, it is the wise approach.
Actually, no. Yeah, because I only get B, and I believe if I write something that is come from my mind, uh, it will get a higher mark. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, yeah, and
But at that time, I don't have that ability.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah, of course. Yeah, this is what I want to say. If a student has the ability to write out what is in their mind and then can write very smoothly, quickly, long enough for the exam, then there is no need for them to memorize the whole essay. Maybe they just need to memorize some beautiful sentences, so they can make their sentence more uh, beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, and this is one. Yeah, it remind me something. In the past, I share something.
Mm,
Why we need to learn the language? Mm. For the for the secondary school, yeah, all around the world, uh, the examination question is the same. They require you to write an essay.
mm,
So this is actually a consensus. Yeah, the global consensus. So the language is not just a language. It's not only require you to know how to say something beautiful. Yeah, write a
mm,
beautiful sentence. Yeah,
yeah.
to say some old saying. It actually require you to use the language that you have learned.
Mm,
Uh, to expand something in your mind. in your
Yep.
mind. For example, like we have many professional English examination, right? Like
Mm.
I don't know how to pronounce this. This is like the I
IELTS.
IELTS elect, or
Mm.
is it
Yeah.
elect? Oh yeah, yeah.
I don't know. I call it IELTS.
Oh yeah. Okay, IELTS. Yeah. And this is the correct pronunciation. Yeah, yeah. So for example, the IELTS, uh, they also have the essay. Yeah, the essay questions.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, or another is a talk. Is it the
Mm.
talk?
Yeah.
Yeah, they also have the question. And in, let's say, in our SPM exam, we also have the question. And you can see the pattern. They definitely will have one question. Yeah, that is, we say the E 论文. So
Mm. Yeah.
is the essay require you to give a positive side argument, and also the negative side argument. So it
Mm.
requires you to think. But
Yeah.
most of the student and also most of the teacher, they actually suggest student to skip this question.
Mm.
So this is the problem of the education system.
Yeah.
Mm.
Right.
Even though the examination, even though the exam question have got you what you need to learn, yeah, what you have to master, what you need to master. But we still can find some trick, yeah, find some shortcut or some trick
Mm.
to skip it.
Yeah. Really.
Yeah. So uh it made my curious. So why we need to learn the language uh for additional 6 years? For the
Mm.
secondary school, for additional 5 years or 6 years, it doesn't make sense if you didn't uh if in these 5 or 6 years you didn't develop some important skills.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So okay. So this is the first point, right? How about
Mm.
the second point?
Yeah. The second point. I also agree that especially for the moment that your employer or your superior are giving you instruction what to do, and yeah, it's better to record down because that is more precise, right?
Mm,
We need to assure that that is exactly the same thing, uh, the same instruction given by them.
yeah. And also, one point you say, if let's say you want to use memory palace to memorize the instruction that your
Yeah,
boss passed to you,
yeah.
how can you do that in that short time, right?
What do you mean? Oh, yeah. Yeah, it is really difficult because let's say if the instruction is quite complicated, like having the figure and different thing mixed together. So it's really not so easy to do it in such a short time.
Yeah. So it also doesn't make sense to
Mm,
use it to use the memory technique to deal with this.
mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm. So any other key usage for for memorizing?
Mm. Yeah. Um.
Yeah.
Mm, mm,
Uh, listen to your talking just now.
yeah.
I realized that um, you also haven't find the key usage, so you
Yes.
decided to take the course,
Yeah.
take the advanced course. So try to find the answer, right?
Mm, yep.
Mm, yeah, actually, me too. And it an additional point, and yeah, I miss other reason. I want to take this. Actually, I have three reasons. are three reasons that I want to take this advanced course. The first is it's a stuff I told just now. Want to find the key usage.
Yeah.
And the second is the lecturers say something that raised my interest, which is how you allow people to memorize something that you have said.
Yeah.
So it requires you to know some memory technique, and also you have to apply some NLP technique, and the lecturer is a NLP holder, right?
Yeah.
NLP
Yes.
certificate holder. So I think maybe he has some of his opinion. Yeah. And the third point, and the second point is how allow other people memorize the thing you have said.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the third point is uh something that linked to our previous conversation, which is about the accumulation. And I also remember you suggest me to learn some memory to learn some memory technique. Yeah. And few months ago. And also for this topic, because this is an old topic. I still remember you suggest me to learn some memory technique. Yeah. And also I also know that yeah I can't not to learn something just because I think something don't have any usage. Yeah, because we can't really know what is the returns. So it will make you just stop at the first step.
Yep.
Yeah, you want to try new method, and then it require you to have some accumulation, but you don't have accumulation, so you just back to the old method. Yeah. So even though we don't know what is the returns, yeah, but we still can try. Because just like you say in the past, it wouldn't cost us a lot of time. And maybe this is one of the skill that can improve your competitive advantage. We don't know. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we don't know. We have to learn. We have to learn before we can figure out. Yeah. So this is the three reasons I take this course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So do you have anything want to add in?
No.
Okay. So that's all for our that's all for today. That's all for our today conversations. How do you feel? Did you enjoy the conversations? Please tell us what you think of our conversation. And we are not native speakers. If you found any vocab or grammar mistake that we made, please also comment to let us know, because we want to learn more and improve ourselves. Remember to like and subscribe to us. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.